Hi, I'm Terry Luck, and I'm here with our pastor Jeremiah Boland, doing a little Q&A from the parishioners. Father Jerry, last time we talked, we were just at the beginning of the reopening process. Now we're well into it, and we've got some more questions.
Sure.
You ready to answer?
Yeah, you sure am.
Okay.
Yeah.
First one, how is the reopening process going? Will there be more masses offered than what we currently have?
Well, good question. Process is moving forward, and each week we expand our outreach, and I'm very grateful to the parishioners who have been so patient with this process. It's very slow. It's important that we meet the benchmarks so that coming to OL is as safe as it can be for everyone. This coming Saturday, we'll begin 5 o'clock masses. They're going to be parking lot masses, drive-in masses, so that you just pull into the parking lot, follow the same reservation process, and then we'll start that. Eventually, we're going to be doing a number of other masses that we'll be advertising on the website. Because of the social distancing and the process of disinfecting the church, it does limit the number of services we can have. The larger your parish is, the more complicated this process is, and we're one of the biggest. And so we'll just keep moving forward, and we'll be communicating with you as the process evolves.
Right, because after every mass, everything has to be cleaned.
Right.
So there does have to be some space and time there. Here's a question I'm sure everyone's wondering. With so many people, so few people attending mass, how is our parish doing financially?
Thank you. First of all, I want to, from the bottom of my heart, thank each and every one of you for the sacrifices you're making to support our parish in this challenging time. Many parishioners have taken advantage of Give Central, which allows them to contribute to the parish electronically. This gives us a stable stream of income because cash flow is always a challenge given the realities of our parish. The PPP program has now concluded this past week, and so we'll be moving forward without that kind of support. We're holding our own right now, and I just can't thank you enough for your support. We are monitoring our financial situation very carefully because of the very uncertain waters we're in right now. As of right now, we're hanging in there. We're doing okay. And please continue to support us. And we can receive your donations through Give Central. You can mail in your donations. You can drop them off at the parish office. There are many ways that you can continue your stewardship of the parish. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And if you haven't tried Give Central yet, there's a link on our homepage of our website, and there's also a link in every e-blast, and hopefully you're subscribing to our daily e-blast. Okay, here's a question from a family that has a couple of children. This was going to be quite a year for our family. They had an 8th grader and a 2nd grader. Will they be able to celebrate their sacraments, or will they have to wait until next year?
I really feel for your family and for all families that we're so looking forward to these very important moments in your children's lives, First Communion and Confirmation. For our religious ed children, both classes did not receive any of those sacraments. We want your children to receive those sacraments as soon as possible. Cardinal Supage realizes that it's not going to be possible for the auxiliary bishops to preside at all these makeup confirmations as well as the confirmations that begin with the new program year. So he has delegated pastors to be able to confirm. I just spoke with Randy McGraw, our interim director of religious ed. We're going to be scheduling First Communions and confirmations. We can only accommodate maybe 8 or 10 children at a service because of social distancing, but we want to provide many opportunities, particularly in the month of August, for families so that your child can get confirmed, your child can make their first Holy Communion, and begin the new year with those sacraments in place. So we'll be sending information out to the religious ed families next week about how to sign up for those celebrations. Our school is planning a First Communion weekend for the last year's 2nd graders in the fall. There'll be more information about that shortly.
Oh, that's great news. Oh, here's something that I love the Blessed Mary, the Blessed Mother statue. I love the new statue of the Blessed Mother. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Are there hours to visit, or is it always available for people to come and pray in the garden?
Yes, in this time of pandemic when we've had to deal with such loss and change of routines in our lives and dealing with the anxiety of illness, possible illness, the statue of the Blessed Mother has been one of the highlights of this time of the year. We were wanting to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the parish in a special way, and a number of families came up with a gift so that we could have a centennial statue of the Blessed Mother, since our parish is under the patronage of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. We wanted it to be a special statue, and this statue comes all the way from Italy. The sculptor is a famous sculptor of religious art, and he uses marble from the same quarry that Michelangelo, Bernini, and the other Italian masters have used for centuries. This statue arrived just a few weeks ago. Mary got out of Italy just before Italy shut down, or else she'd still be in a warehouse somewhere. So we installed her, and every day people come to visit the statue. It's awesome. You can come any time of the day, and she's even illuminated in the evening. Beautiful in the evening. To make a visit. I know some families are really house born, just, dealing with just being around the house. It might be a fun family visit to come and visit the statue. We have picnic tables here. You could have lunch if you'd like, to make the visit very special. But it's a great blessing. We're going to have a dedication of the statue when we can have a larger crowd of people. Again, I'm so grateful to the families in the parish that made this statue possible. Generations and generations of parishioners will find great comfort in praying before this statue.
That's right. And the Hellerman Garden right now is in full bloom. So please come check out the garden, check out the statue. It is an amazing space. All right, here's another question from a parent. I am anxious as a parent. Anxious. I said ancient. Anxious as a parent. How likely is it that school will open in August?
I know that all parents are getting increasingly anxious about the possibility of will school open or not. And it's 4th of July weekend. School begins around the middle of August, and so a lot of parents have expressed their concerns to me. Cardinal Supage recently issued a statement, emphatically wanting our schools to open. And Dr. Mills and her staff are working through a number of plans so we can be as ready as possible to open our doors for the school year. We have every intent of opening school. We're going to follow, of course, the protocols of the diocese in the state of Illinois. We're going to have to observe social distancing. Children's temperatures will have to be taken every morning as they enter school. Instead of the children going from classroom to classroom, the teachers will go from classroom to classroom. Father Dustman had no idea that he was going to be a COVID prophet. Our campus is designed to really implement the social distancing realities, because we have 8 buildings and several meeting rooms, where most schools are just one building, and they've got tremendous problems of meeting these criteria given their space. So we have a lot of room to spread out. I'm very hopeful that we are going to be able to open up. We'll be communicating with all of our school parents and religious ed parents as to ways that we are going to be able to keep our children safe and to launch the new school year. I really want to open, and but we certainly will follow the directives of the state of Illinois and the Archdiocese school system.
Here's a question about our masses on YouTube. Will they continue?
So a day doesn't go by that I don't get emails, Terry, from people, literally all over the world, who find enormous comfort. And even though we're gradually opening up, right now we can have 50 people at Mass. In another week or so, we're going to be able to expand that to 80. That's going to max out the church in terms of social distancing. But even if we had 10 masses a day, there would be thousands of parishioners that aren't going to be able to come. And there's a lot of parishioners that, because they're in a vulnerable population, it's going to be a long time before they're comfortable in coming into a public space. So we're going to continue live streaming of our masses for the foreseeable future. It may be a reality forever to have masses available this way. I'm so grateful to you, to Rob Orr, to Jim Gelderman, and John Nicolo, who have really helped make this possible. And we've got the church engineered now for masses to be live streamed. We want to continue this ministry. And I've never ever thought it would have this kind of impact. And I've got many stories of families gathering, and right before dinner they watch Mass on television. I get screenshots of people watching me in their living room. It's awesome. So yes, we will continue.
Okay, we have a question about Father Nick. He's such a beloved priest here. Tell us a little bit about where he's going next. What's his journey taking him?
Yeah, it's hard to believe his 5 years completed on June 30th. He's been a great blessing here at OLPH, and so many of you parishioners have appreciated particularly his homilies. He's a very gifted speaker and a real scholar. And Nick is parents are Ukrainian. He was baptized in the Ukrainian rite of the Catholic Church, and he's always had this wondering about becoming a full-time priest in the Ukrainian Rite Church. I don't know if you've ever seen their beautiful cathedral in Ukrainian village, St. Nicholas. It's one of the beautiful churches in Chicago. So he's been discerning for the past year about entering a period of exploration with the Ukrainian diocese, the Eparchy of St. Nicholas. And with the support of Cardinal Supage and Bishop Benedict of the Ukrainian Church, he's going to begin this year of discernment. So this weekend will be his last Mass here at OLPH, the parking lot drive-in Mass. And then he's going to be leaving next week for Colorado. He's going to be covering a parish in which the pastor is sick of COVID. And so he'll be the administrator there for the rest of the summer. And the next fall, he's going to be living in a monastery in Ukraine, the village of Liev, and living with the monks there to learn the language and culture. And eventually, he will come to a decision as to whether he wants to remain in the Ukrainian Rite Church or return to the Latin Rite Church, the church that he was ordained for. It's going to be, we're going to really miss him in the rectory. You know, when you live with someone for 5 years, you learn a lot about them. He's been just a delight to live with. He's quite an accomplished pianist, so there won't be as much music in the rectory, and great conversations at dinner of what he's been reading and insights he has. He's going to be a great blessing wherever he goes. And as we say goodbye to Father Nick, we're going to be saying hello to Father Larry Basbas, newly ordained priest. He was ordained by Cardinal Supage this past Monday. Cardinal began the homily saying, this is the first time as a bishop he ever ordained 7 masked men. So you're following all the right protocols. Larry's going to be a great addition to the staff here. He brings a lot of energy, and he's very excited to be here. OLPH is a training parish. We've had many newly ordained. I think of the newly ordained I've had the privilege of working with here: Father Elliot Dees, Father Isaac Lara, Father Nick Kostick, Father Patrick Chiza, and now Father Larry. This parish does a great job of forming a newly ordained priest, and he will be forever influenced by his years here. Father Larry is going to be celebrating his first Mass at St. Pascal's, where Father Elliot Dees is pastor, this coming Sunday, and then he will be moving into OL and beginning his ministry later next week.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. And again, this Saturday, July 4th, is our drive-in Mass, and it'll be the last opportunity to say goodbye to Father Nick. We have a link for the sign-up genius. There's still spaces left, so if you want to be there on Saturday, it'll be our first time trying that, an outdoor Mass in the car. You'll be able to listen to the Mass on your phone and hopefully on YouTube as well. So it's going to be a pretty exciting event.
Yeah, about the car radio, right?
The car radio, 95.7.
Yeah.
We already have our own radio station for it.
Things are moving fast around here.
Fast,
Okay.
that's right. Well, any other last thoughts? This is really kind of an exciting time of transition.
It is, and we're also, Jim Dollard, our Director of Finance and Operations, is moving to Erie, Pennsylvania. He's getting married. That's why he's moving to Erie, Pennsylvania. And we're actively seeking a new Director of Religious Education. So there are going to be a lot of changes here, exciting changes. Thanks again, everybody, for your patience, your generosity, your support. Can't wait for that day that COVID will be behind us and we will be moving more into those familiar routines. Thanks again. God bless you, and see you around.